The Blitz, sponsored by Mocse Credit Union, Western Motors, and Jura's Pizza Parlor.
Welcome to The Blitz. I'm Frankie Tovar. This is Eddie Ruiz, and we're here for this Monday edition with coverage from Denair versus Denair High. And it was an exciting game and one to remember because Denair came out on top with a 14-0 upset over the Hawks.
And it looks like Denair will
Come in, shake hands, guys, and good luck, huh?
the game. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your seats.
1, 2, 3, go!
If you don't know what we're talking about, check out Saturday night's edition's highlights. You can check it on the YouTube card. Click on the corner right there. Has all the info for you.
Yes, and if you did watch that episode, then you know that the biggest factor of Denair's win was the 7-to-1 turnover ratio. Denair High just couldn't get out of their own way. Obviously, a lot of those interceptions late in the game were desperation picks. They were trying to climb out of the hole. They weren't able to do that. Denair just played a better game on Friday.
Oh, they did, and then they were lucky that they had basically the player of the game on their side as well.
Steele.
Justin Steele played a heck of a game on both sides. Carried the ball 11 times, 100 yards. Scored the only 2 touchdowns, and guess what? He scored the only 2-point conversion of the game.
So he scored all the points.
Yeah, he did.
He scored all the points, and that 74-yard touchdown run was very impressive, and it energized Denair, and I think it was a key turning point in the game that helped them secure that victory. And surprise, surprise, Justin Steele is one of the players we interviewed. We also interviewed Fabian Garcia from Denair High, and of course we interviewed coaches from both teams. So hey, let's hear what they had to say right now.
We're in our little last stretch here, so this was a big one for us, trying to make playoffs and do that. So if we can get this one, we kind of, I think, control our own destiny. And for it to be homecoming and they're coming in undefeated, they're a great team, as athletic as they were, it was a big test for us, and just really proud of our guys and how they performed.
It's phenomenal. I love my team. We're family. We love each other. It's just great. I'm just happy right now. I'm so happy.
You know, honestly, we played the way we practiced this week. We're kind of hoping we'd overcome the obstacles we had in practice all week long, but you know, it just wasn't our night. I give credit to Denair, and Denair, you know, came and popped us in the mouth, and they played as well.
I think that the turnovers really cost us late in the game, and that just the week during practice we were slacking off, and it shows here in the game. You can't take any opponent lightly, but we're going to take this week in consideration. We got our Stimmen next week, and I'm telling you, it's going to be a different story.
Defensively, obviously, had to stop the run. I mean, they run the ball really well, and with the stuff that they ran, we had to make sure we had good assignment football, and our kids are staying home, not trying to freelance do their own thing. Really, team defense, I thought we did really well with that.
I think we just got to stay humble. Stay humble. Even if you're undefeated, you can still fall.
Actually, no, to me personally, I think this is good for us. You know, it kind of gets us back on track. We were kind of, you know, thinking this is going to be a cakewalk, but I think this loss is going to help us out in the long run, get us back going to get ready for Orstimba next week and stay on our goal for a league title and possibly far into the playoffs.
We just got to finish out. You know, our coach talks about having mini seasons, and we got to win out to make playoffs. So we got a good head of steam going right now.
I don't know 100%. Everything I was always told is like 6 wins get you in. You know, and I think we're sitting at 5-3 right now. So, me personally, let's win 2, win the next 2, and then if we don't make it, then we don't make it. I mean, it just wasn't meant to be. But I think if we can win the next 2, I think we should be in 1, and we got a shot.
All right, so Denair, obviously very excited with the win, and Denair High very gracious in defeat. 2 very good teams in the Southern League, both chasing playoff spots as they get to the end of the season. But before we talk more about the 2 teams and their matchups next week, let's recognize our sponsors. A new sponsor this year is Western Motors, and they're out of Merced. They're your go-to place for all pre-owned vehicles. We're talking trucks, SUVs, coupes, you name it, they've got it. So go check out Western Motors in Merced to find a smooth ride.
And then for the 3rd year in a row, Mocse Credit Union is with us. Thank you guys so much. Check out their place right now. As soon as you get a chance down Gear, they have toy loans, auto loans, any sort of loans that you need. Check out Mocse Credit here in Turlock today.
And our 3rd sponsor, and the tastiest of them all, is Jura's Pizza Parlor here in Turlock. They're a Turlock institution. They have delicious fries, delicious wings, and of course, delicious pizza. I recommend it. Jura's Pizza Parlor in Turlock. And as you can see from the score, this was a defensive battle through and through. Denair, they only had 134 yards in the first half and 57 in the second half. If you're good at math, that's 191 total yards. They scored when they needed to, but their offense kind of sputtered during the rest of the game. And obviously they want to clean that up as they move forward. Delhi, similar result on offense.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the Hawks. They had, honestly, the worst game that they've had all season long. They were held to the least amount of yardage. They were shut out for the first time. They had 7 turnovers, something that they're not accustomed to doing. Yeah, it was 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles. Really, it wasn't the prettiest of game for them. And then they were held to 159 total yards, 41 in the second half, and you're not going to win if you play like that.
Absolutely not. One of the factors for Delhi, they're missing their biggest rusher, Jesse Flores. He's been injured throughout the season, and he didn't play at all the first half. He entered the second half, but he didn't do much. Now, the question is, will Jesse be back next week for the big matchup against Orstemba?
Holy cow, we know how important that matchup's going to be.
Very important.
If Delhi wants to have any chance of winning the SAL title this year, they're going to have to defeat Orstemba, who's undefeated, and they're the SAL champions of last year.
Yes.
So how are they going to respond to adversity, like Coach Martinez said? That's going to be a really interesting matchup we're going to see. I hope they can rebuttal. We'll see.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, this is the math of the situation. Delhi loses, no Southern League title.
No.
They win, they can at least share part of it with Orstemba if they continue to win. But win or lose, Delhi is likely going to enter the playoffs.
Yeah.
Denair, on the other hand, man, they have to win out to even have a shot at playoffs.
Yeah, a little different story. So they're going to be facing off against Mariposa in this next matchup, their penultimate matchup.
Yes.
If they win,
that'll be an interesting matchup.
Oh, it is. And if they win these last 2 games, Frankie, I think they know the significance of this game and the next game as well. If they win these 2 games, it's playoff time. They need to capture victories in these last 2 games.
And how impressive would that be with a 16-man roster?
Holy cow, it'd be a story to talk about.
Now, those are 2 of the most important games next week in the Southern Athletic League, but we will be in a different matchup in the Central California Conference, which is equally as important because it's Turlock versus Merced. Now, let's do a little backstory. The past 2 years, Turlock and Merced have faced off with CCC title implications. Both years, Turlock came up just short, and both years, the Bears claimed the CCC title. This year, Turlock is undefeated in the league. Merced has 1 loss. So, if Turlock can beat Merced, they have 1 game to go to claim that CCC title. And who will that game be against?
Oh my goodness, it's going to be against Pittman. And I have goosebumps going through me right now because if Turlock gets this victory and Pittman, who's squaring off against Golden Valley on the road, if they both win, well then, what are we looking at? A
Undefeated
championship
matchup.
Harvest Bowl for the CCC, and it's going to be an even bigger Harvest Bowl than we can anticipate if it all plays out like we hope.
And obviously, Pittman beat Merced earlier in the season with a last-second comeback win. Turlock looking to build on their season, and we're both hoping for that undefeated matchup in Harvest Bowl, but both teams have to perform next week, and we'll be right there, like I said, at the Turlock-Merced game to see if the Bulldogs can take down the Bears for the first time in a long time. So you can catch that episode at turlockjournal.com and, of course, on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So until next week's matchup, I'm Frankie Tovar. This is Eddie Ruiz. Good night.